After overcoming complex regional pain syndrome through neuroplasticity techniques, I documented my journey in the book Unwinding Pain. Now I'm dedicated to helping fellow pain sufferers by sharing affordable and accessible pain management strategies on my YouTube show of the same name, Unwinding Pain. Greetings. Thank you for inviting me into your home. Now, this is episode 2 of Unwinding Pain. In episode 1, which I'll have a link in the notes, I talked about comfort cake and how to plan your day by putting in strategies that were going to make you feel better throughout the day and the evening. And I hope those who have viewed it enjoyed the episode, and those who haven't, please click the link and go review what I talked about. And in that first episode, I shared with you that I lived the experience of chronic pain for over 30 years. And I also shared my training with you. Well, one thing I didn't share is that not only did I live the experience of being in chronic pain and have degrees in science and counseling, but I'm also a chaplain. And why that's important to know is that for 25 years, I've worked with people who are living through terrible stress and trauma. And the way I work with people, whether they're in physical pain or emotional pain, is I remember that our brain that weighs 3 pounds is like clay. And I could provide services that are going to help the people feel better. And some people describe a chaplain as being a comforting cup of tea. And they view when Chaplain Bonnie comes, they're going to feel calmer. Now, another way that I assess calmness in a person's life is using just simple cloth, a little puppet, right? Now, this was invaluable when I was a police chaplain. I'd carry puppets like this in my pocket, and then I'd deal with children that were traumatized, and I would engage them with just simple cloth, and I would impact their brain, and it would calm down their trauma. Another thing that I've used, a simple sponge, little 2 cents worth of a sponge, a clown nose. I'd use this in a care facility to calm down and amuse seniors who are having stress. And so I know how to leverage the brain. And finally, during the pandemic, I was contacted by different families whose children lost their favorite pet. And I helped them facilitate memorials by, this is more cloth, right? This is a cat who was the MC, right? Meow, meow. She was the MC of some memorials that the kids would put together. And in the process, I helped them grieve and they helped them educate them about death. And so they would invite family and friends to be on their Zoom and honor their lost cat or dog. And the reason I'm sharing all that with you is that here at Unwinding Pain, I say that we're a whole person approach, mind and body. And I wanted you to understand that I'm uniquely trained to deal with the things that you're living through as somebody who is challenged with pain. And along with that, I want to talk about, I said in the first episode, I talked about the word pain, that it's a 4-letter word, and I prefer talking about comfort levels. Well, I'm going to expand that dialogue a little bit further and talk about reframing the terminology of pain management. Now, when I hear pain management, that makes me feel that I'm going to always have this pain problem, that there's not going to be an out for me. And I'd like us to think about, as a group, what terminology would be better? Rather than pain management, someone suggested pain treatment, but I want you to understand how language impacts how we feel about ourselves. When we wake up in the morning, and some of us may take an inventory about what's aching in their body. Is it my leg? Is it my neck? And that paints a picture of what the day is going to be like. And so again, let's talk about comfort. What's going to make me feel good when I get out of bed? What activities am I going to be doing that's going to increase my enjoyment of life? And I'm trying to help people focus on their whole life as opposed to laser focused on this treatment, this discipline of ways to look at pain is going to be my answer. Because all too many times people finally track me down and engage with me to find out if I can help them as a pain coach. And they will tell me 4 or 5 different kinds of therapies they've tried. And when I take time to ask them what happened with the therapies. I found out there was some good things about each independent therapy, but it wasn't 100% in the person's experience. And also another thing that I did find out was the individual that was trying to reduce their pain, increase their comfort level, they were not consistently using the strategies that they read about or heard about in a lecture. And so that's something that we have to own as somebody who's trying to overcome pain. If we're not true to ourselves, if we're not responsible to ourselves to know that we're important enough that we're going to be doing this on a day-to-day basis, that we're going to make it a priority, then we can't be disappointed when it doesn't increase our comfort level, right? So along that lines about strategies, there's this wonderful Japanese art called kintsugi. Now, my introduction to my videos, there's pictures that scan by quickly, and there's one where I'm in black and I have gold painted all over my body. And that is my symbol of my kintsugi gold. Kintsugi is the art of taking a broken vessel and taking an important, expensive, like mineral of gold. I've heard that they use other kind of minerals also to glue together and make the object more beautiful than it was. And so what I learned when I heard about kintsugi, I thought, okay, all these different strategies that I was using in my life to feel more comfortable, they were my kintsugi gold. And I'm awash with gold all over my body because I have so many physical challenges brought on by different things. I shared that, COVID has now left me with compromised lungs that I'm really working with. And I'm doing well, but I never know how it's going to be throughout the day. So I'm keeping an optimistic view of that. I will share that with you. It's all in our mind. Our mind is only 3 pounds. Can you imagine? We have 3 pounds in our head, and we could leverage it to feel so much better. And to that end, today we've talked about reframing using the language of what we describe as treatment. Do we call it pain management? Does that make us feel like, oh, I'm always going to be having to do this? Or can we think of it in other terms? And I'm open to suggestions. Somebody suggested pain care. Um, you know, Another person said comfort care, and actually that is used for people who have late stage diseases and they do not want heroic efforts any longer, but they're kept comfortable. So maybe that's not the good domain for us to be using when we talk about managing what's going on and improving our comfort levels. So please leave in the comments some ideas. But I think it's really important that we move away from that concept of managing. Okay, now what I also would like to talk about, I've given you the frame of kintsugi about things that you've done for yourself. Maybe your kintsugi gold could be considered the special stretches you do every day. Or maybe it's the strategy that you have that you've taken up painting because you notice that when you're painting that you don't notice the throbbing in your legs or whatever your consideration of what discomfort is in your body. Okay, so you can consider that as your kintsugi gold. My kintsugi gold is playing with my pets. All right. And the other kintsugi gold I have is I love to write. So I like to do postings when I have time on social media. And those are my kintsugi gold as making me feel better, taking my attention away from dwelling on what ifs about my health status. And I'd like to encourage you to do something like that. And that's called active direction, that you're taking your focus. You're not just distracting. Some people think, well, it's just a distraction. It's not curing. It's not getting rid of my pain problem. Well, let me tell you something. Like I said at the beginning of my chat today, how we talk, how we use words in our brain is going to set us up for the type of day we're going to have. So if you think I'm going to actively engage in this activity that makes me feel good, you're making a huge difference. Isn't that wonderful? Because, the thing is, everybody wants a cure. They want whatever discomfort they have to end totally. never to have to consider it again. And in my life, my CRPS is in remission. I am not bothered by the terrible burning that I had. But that's not to say that I can't bump my knee and hurt, or I can't maybe make the bed the wrong way and twist my back, so I'm going to have spasms there. The human condition is that we're always going to have some kind of aches and pains. Okay, and I'm not saying that those kind of daily aches and pains are the same as chronic pain or persistent pain. I understand that there's a difference. But what I'm saying to you is you have to reassess what you want to have in your body and what you're going to live with. And I'm helping you learn resilience. To be resilient, you can bounce back because life is always going to be challenges as you move along. Now, I'm hoping that you're finding value in what I'm talking about today and that you're going to understand that you could be the conductor of your brain. And in subsequent episodes, we're going to start unpacking about neuroplasticity and strategies that you can add to your day, that you'll be working with that 3-pound organ in your head that's going to make your body feel better and help you feel good about your life again. So that sums it up for today. Please consider subscribing to this channel so we can have it grow and we can become a community. And also leave comments so I can respond back to you. So take care and bye for now. I understand what it's like to live with chronic pain, as I shared in today's video. As a person certified in advanced pain rehabilitation, I'm well aware of the financial burden that treatment can impose. That's why I'm offering affordable science-based strategies to help improve your comfort levels in my videos. Please hit the like button to help this show grow and leave a comment about topics you're interested in. Since you welcome me into your home, I'd like to extend an invitation for you to visit bonnielester.com and schedule a complimentary Zoom meeting with me. I'd love to learn more about your specific pain challenges. But remember, pain recovery isn't a destination, it's a journey. Keep unwinding that pain one step at a time.